Nothing. How can you tell me these cars are accident? What, the car's automatically going to tell me to turn right or accelerate and crash? No! I chose to do it. The car doesn't do it. Yet they charged me for it. The fucking scumbags.
Welcome back to Team SL. I am your host Josh with my co-host Youssef, back for another episode. We have a bit of a change today. We've decided to change the setup, the layout.
Make it a bit more appealing to you people.
Yeah, we don't. I like it.
Yeah, so do I.
I actually like this setup more. It's a lot easier to set up anyway. But today we have a very funky episode for you. Everyone in their life has fallen prey to a scam. Whether it's you paid too much money for something or you fell prey to a Nigerian prince.
Or a rubbish service.
Yeah.
Or a plethora of other things.
I love the old Nigerian prince. Send me money.
Yes, sir.
But, yeah, so today we're going to be talking about getting scammed because, well, I feel like I've been scammed recently.
So have I, and I feel like it's an experience a lot of people have gone through.
Yeah.
A shit one at that. But
we've been scammed a fair bit in our lives. The good thing about us, I can speak for both of us, that we bounce back very fast. We cry inside, but we laugh about it very much. And it's because we're able to laugh about it so well because we get scammed together.
Yeah, so
when I get
team,
scammed,
one dream.
that's right. When I get scammed, you're almost always there with me.
Likewise.
When you get scammed, I'm also there to console you and say, don't worry, check out my scam.
And we just bounce back and forth. That's
yeah.
right.
And
everybody else gets scammed.
We always seem to be running out of money too. But
Tell me about your most recent scam experience.
Oh, look. It's not really, it's not really a, yeah, I know, right? But it's not really I don't really want to go into detail about a scam experience that I had, but I will talk about how badly I've been getting scammed with my car.
Okay.
Now, friends close to me and you, right? They're going to obviously know what we're talking about. But yes, apparently, I can't get it right. I can't pick a shop for its life to aid me in making my car the way I'd like it to. Now, do I ask too much? Absolutely not. Do I underpay?
No.
Most definitely not. No. I pay you whatever you want. I just expect a top job. I'm not some simp, and I don't go in and go, oh, that's okay. No, I demand.
That's okay.
I demand in a nice way. Like, listen, I pay you good money. You give me this. And I've had such terrible... Actually, I've had great shit luck.
And you know what, my friend? Please fire away.
Well, I don't even know where I start, man. It's just like... My car, for instance, just can't get running right.
Yeah.
And... I don't even know how to get into this, to be honest. Like, it's too much to go into. It's just... I don't want to start putting blame games on everybody, but no one leaves me with a satisfied condition.
I know one of the things that you and I are both doing are tuning our cars. I know, well, from your experience as well as me asking people and their experiences, I've come to realize that a lot of people have had pretty crap experiences with different shops. I'm not going to say names, but some are specialists for the specific vehicle. Some are general tuners or modifiers or whatever, right? The problem is I feel like everyone has their own method to their own madness, and that sort of creates an issue because let's say you take your car there and it gets done right. You tell me about it. I take my car there and I get scammed.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work with my car. So I know you've had your car tuned a number of times, and I know one of those times was...
I got scammed big time.
Badly, yeah.
And...
And so tell me, what have you done so far to get it fixed?
Nothing. Oh, well, all I've done is pay yet again for the exact same thing. Do you know, let me tell you something, right? I paid a shop
Yeah, yeah.
Right? They find out, whatever. I don't give a shit. But they were supposedly the good, really good
The good guys, yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
And I actually, instead of just going, look, redo the other idiot's work, so how about I pay for, the computer that's going to be the best? It's going to make your life easier. Do that. You know what? I paid even more money, and I put even more good stuff on the car
You've
to make it
improved
run
the car
right.
to make it easier
And
for
they
them.
still couldn't get that right. And I left with a piece of shit. And to be honest, like, he didn't even want to answer my calls afterwards. He was just sick of me. I don't know how you can be sick of me when you gave me a little
Yeah,
bit
but
of bad taste.
how could you offer a service, right? And I pay top dollar. It's not like I'm cheaping it out. I'm like, oh mate, it's worth $2,000. Can you do 1,500? No, rubbish.
Yeah.
I give you the keys. Oh no.
Oh.
I give you the keys to the car, and I tell you, here's the money you're asking for. You ask $2,000, I'll give you $2,000.
Yeah.
Call me when it's done. I don't want to hear I don't want to hear it. If there's a problem, solve it. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm paying you top dollar for. Now, you've gone out of your way to improve the car to make their life easier. Yet somehow, contrary to one's belief, somehow they managed to... I don't want to swear, but they somehow managed to ruin it all.
Yeah, balls it up. Here's my issue. Now, anyone that's watching, whatever, like, if you think it's a car thing, I don't care about it being a car thing. In fact, probably think you won't relate to it because we're talking about cars. We're not really talking about cars.
No.
We're talking about the principle.
Yes,
Right?
it's the principle that comes out of it.
How can I pay you money and I don't cheap out? And do you know what? On that point you were talking about before, right? You know how you were saying if I have something good and then I try my best to pass it on and then you get a shit experience, right? I had that recently with another friend, right? I knew this would happen because it's happened before. Now, I go and get my hair cut.
We're making enemies today.
Oh, look, it is what it is. They already made an enemy in me, right? But I went and got a haircut 2 or 3 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Now, I always get my haircut done by this bloke, and he's fantastic. I actually love the haircuts. It's great. Now, it's maybe been 3 occasions where I've introduced someone else to him, and the guy's like, who's that? I'm like, he's my mate. Take care of him, like, give him a good haircut.
Please.
This is, first impressions last.
Exactly right. I'm bringing customers. Please do well.
That's right. And the last 2 people I brought vowed to never come back again. Right. Now, guys, the third
Was
time,
I one of them?
I think you left. Because I don't see you there anymore.
Yeah.
But the third time, I brought one of our good friends. And on the way there, I'm thinking to myself, because I wanted him to go, because he wanted to take me to his haircut place, and I had a terrible reaction there before I had even entered the door.
Yeah.
Like, I came through there, and it's in a very popular place.
Uh-huh.
Bit of scumbag.
Yeah.
But as soon as I walked in, there's this big dude sitting at the front, and I asked him a question, and I'm like, hey, man, are you ain't gonna lie? He just looks at me, and he goes... I looked at him like...
Is that a yes or
hello?
no?
Yes. Lovely. Well done.
Do you speak English?
And then I went inside the shop, I'm like, hello, and everyone just goes... And I'm like, okay, do I have... gangrene or something, or do you think I'm diseased? Like, why is everyone destroying me? Is it I can't say it's my skin color because every single person on this earth now, like, it's just me.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Maybe at certain barbershop.
No, I don't get it.
Demographic.
It does though, right? You are cheeky, sir. But when I went there, I had a shit experience, and I'm like, I'm not getting my hair cut here.
No.
Kiss my ass. I'm not giving you $30. Probably ruin it
30.
anyway.
Yeah.
35 or some shit, right? So I left. I went back to my OG.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I went back to my OG, and I'm like, sweet. But anyway, he wanted to take me there. I said, I'm not going there. How about you come to me? Because I'm going to go to someone I trust. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
So I took him, and we're waiting for a while, and blah, blah. And then he's getting his hair cut, right? And I can see him just like, he's just staring into the abyss, right? He's just scared. And I can see his fear. And I'm like, it's okay. It's going to be good. And then I get my hair cut, and, well, I'm not very happy. Now, part of it's my fault. The guy...
Were your instructions clear?
My instructions are always
Because I
clear.
feel like that's something...
No.
I can say, what do you want? You're like,
I have a usual now.
I want a skin fade, and they get confused.
I have a usual. The guy knows what I get now, so he doesn't even ask me. He just gets the same thing. The problem this time was he decided to talk to me about cars, to make conversation. I started talking to him, and for some stupid reason, we always get onto COVID-19.
Yeah, it's always...
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, I was like, COVID, hey, Mars,
busy,
like, it's all rubbish, right? So he started talking to me about his cars and stuff, so I'm like, oh, yeah, and we're getting into it, and I'm just trying to, like, trying to keep my appearances up. Nice bloke to talk to. I realized this time he was talking a bit too much.
Yes.
And I knew it would bite me in the ass, especially when he was supposed to shave my head, like shave it, like skin fade, right?
Yeah.
And I felt it for about maybe 10, 30 seconds. And I'm like, I know what's going to happen. Anyway, I get up, feel my head, and it goes smooth, prickly, 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 prickly. I'm like, shit. And I go to our mate, and he just looks at me and he goes, "This is the shittest haircut I've ever gotten." And my stomach curled up inside because now I know I'm responsible.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for his mess.
You know what the worst thing I've realised with a lot of barbers is you go, if there's more than one barber working, let's say you're not getting a haircut, whatever, right? I spend about 40 minutes getting my hair cut. 10 minutes is how long it should take. But the additional 30 minutes is them talking shit with each other. So they'll be cutting my hair, whatever, and then they'll hear something about football. And they start talking about Messi and my head's half shaven, half not. I look stupid. And I'm like, hello, buddy, I've got things to do, right? And he's over there talking, and then they'll come back and they'll continue, and then someone mentions something about the weather,
and they'll go straight into it. I hate when they walk off from you to explain the point. They talk every single day. It's like, wouldn't you run out of topics? Like, when are you going to put some earphones in? And like, I'm stuck there for like half an hour, and the haircut should take me 20 minutes.
Or the worst when they're on the phone, because it happened to me before. The guy's cutting my hair, and he's, hello, and I'm like, hey man, and he's like, yo, what's happening? I'm like, well, I'm here. Like, I thought he was talking to me. I'm here.
This guy's little headpiece in?
Yeah. I didn't realize.
You get your haircut by the Zohan?
I didn't realize he's like, oh, you're on the phone.
My guy my second last haircut, he was on the phone to the phone company, and they asked him a question. They're like, oh, take email, and he goes, sorry, 1 second. And then he was gone for 10 minutes.
Hey!
Right? And I'm literally stuck, right? Half my head shaven, the half's I'm looking a dickhead. And yeah, he's just like, all right. I'm like,
the problem is, I always get my hair cut at the worst times when things are happening.
Yes.
Birthday party or dinner or whatever, right? So I'm on a schedule, right? I'm not gonna tell my hairdresser that I have a schedule.
Hey, bud. Because if I go TikTok,
he's gonna
out.
Thanks for coming.
Out.
I want a good haircut, but at the same time, I don't want to rush the guy. But if you take 40 minutes to cut my hair, and you spend 30 minutes of talking about music videos and Messi, there's a problem.
Yeah, hairdressers are like Russian roulette, man. You know?
And you know what? That's another story for you.
That's a scam itself.
Back in Utah formal, I just have to get a haircut.
Oh,
yeah. There was a shop that I picked.
Yeah.
And I vowed to never go back again because I got there and not one male was there. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wait, not one male in comparison
as
to
in
all
one
females?
male customer. I was only male customer. Oh. And I wondered why.
Oh, boy.
Okay. And then I realized I walked myself into like a female hair clinic, dresser, whatever you want to call it, right? So I'm sitting there.
Unless they're going to blow dry your hair, that's a bad choice.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, no, cock. I just want the typical haircut, you know, skin fade, hair, leave the top or trim the top. That's it, right? I'm sitting there, all these ladies, they have like tin foil in their hair, and one's got like this thing.
They have all the curlers.
And they're all reading magazines or on their phone. I'm just out of my element because I don't know, I can't conversate with anyone.
Converse.
Yeah, sorry, that one.
Yeah.
I can't talk to the lady doing my hair because what am I going to talk to her about? Your kids? Hi, how's your kids going?
Hey, you on your period or something? No.
What's wrong with you? Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it. So I'm just going to sit here and wear it. Okay?
Yeah.
Starts cutting my hair. And then she goes, oh, do you want this, and this in it? Some conditioning. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, what's it do? And she goes, it'll help keep your hair straight. So it's like chemical straightener.
There's a chemical straightener in liquid form?
Yeah, apparently. I'm like, okay. But I'm like, my hair's short.
But you got no hair.
And she goes, we can keep your hair long, because, you know, hair becomes curly. She goes, we keep your hair long, we'll put the straightener in, and then next week we'll straighten it out for you.
No.
And I'm like, Now, at that point, I didn't know what to say, so I'm like, okay. I buckled, right?
Of course.
Okay, so she goes, okay, cool. She puts all this shit in my hair, and then wraps it in cling wrap.
Right? Okay, I've never heard this story.
Okay, wraps it in cling wrap, and she goes, wait for about 20 to 30 minutes. She goes, if you've got your phone, you can watch TV.
You sat with a cling wrap
head? And I sat there for 30 minutes to cling wrap head, and no one around me was interesting enough to to talk to, right?
Yeah.
So I pull up my phone, and typically the place I'm in has no reception. So I'm left to like look at photos or play a game, right?
Can you just tell me what shop it is? What area? What area? Wait, you could just tell me. I could just bleep it out.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, this is not going to be cheap. All right.
Oh, Oh, I know which one you went to.
Okay. I'm like, this won't be cheap because I only had $30, right? I'm like, she comes, 30 minutes, she goes, okay,
and
guys.
you were a year 12 student. You had no money.
I had no money. She comes back, she goes, how is it? I'm like, yeah, okay, good. It's my first time.
Sorry, did she look at you and think you were rich?
I don't know. I'm like, this is my first time being here, lady. I don't know what's good and what isn't. Like, I have nothing to compare myself to.
Why are you cling wrapping my head?
But yet there are pictures of ladies and women with their hair done, not one male. So I can't even compare what you've done to me to the male model you have. She takes off the cling wrap. She goes, oh, we're going to take her arm back. She like starts to like comb it. And then she massages this cream in it. And then she like lays me back and washes my hair. And she sits me up. And then like she puts this wax thing. Anyway, by the end of it, I was in the shop for about 2 hours, right?
I know why you did it all though.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was formal.
That's right. No, yeah, but you've watched so many movies where formal is such a massive thing in America. They get so pampered and prepared. You thought this is the way to do it.
Well, usually I get the typical military haircut, right? Or box haircut. I'm like, fuck it, today I'm going to go all out. But what blew my mind, and I'm going to relate it back to being scammed, is afterwards, see, she didn't tell me how much things were. She kind of just walked me through it. I don't know if she saw me as a vulnerable customer. You know, those people that don't know what's going on, so you take advantage of it. Yeah. Like The Simpsons. But I'm sitting there and she goes, oh my god, well, how much is it? And she goes, $75, please.
Dirty.
I looked at her and I'm like, oh.
I have 30.
I looked at her like, I don't know how this is going to go down, but I looked at her like, I only have $30. And she goes, oh, and she just stood there and she goes, well, I don't know what to tell, like, these services cost this much, blah, blah.
Yeah, but do you see...
And I'm like, lady...
Like, lady, you have to be a dimwit to act like you did not know that this was going to happen. Do you see Versace on me? Do I even... Am
I dripping gold? Like...
Do you think I have rich parents? Do you even think... What? Okay, you have Arab parents, so you're Arab. Yeah. Do you assume my parents would even if they were rich, they'd pay for a $75 haircut?
I told my dad... If I told my dad...
He'd throw his slipper at you.
Slipper?
Shep.
Oh, bro, we worse
Yeah,
than
you
that.
get boomeranged.
So she's like, and she starts explaining to me why it costed $70. Like, that's going to change the money in my wallet. Like,
okay, I'm going to bleep this out. What colour was her hair?
Red. Yeah. Standard, right?
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
I'm like, she goes, okay, well, do you have like a sibling or a friend that can like spot you?
No, I am only child from Iraq. Like,
I'm like, look, lady, I didn't even drive here. I walked it here from the train station.
I can't afford the bus.
I only have 30. So what are we going to do? You going to cut me a deal or are you going to wash the shit out of my hair? And she goes, oh, I didn't say that. I'm like, I only have 30. But that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. I have 30. Oh, for the week. Oh.
You know what, man? It's on me. No, and she's like, okay. And then, like, I didn't know. It was just quiet. So I didn't know if that's the cue for me to leave without paying or I give her the 30 and leave. So I just gave her the 30. And, like, I turned around to her. She goes, you can't leave yet. You still was 40.
Assault! Assault! She touched my special area!
Yeah. You know you can't close to. Yeah. So I'm like, oh.
She touched me.
And at this point, I'm like, do I run? And never come back? Or do I own up to it?
See you later.
Yeah. Bon voyage.
Yeah.
So I looked at him like, okay, so what can I do? And she goes, can you call your parents? I'm like, both of them are at work. I'm not going to disturb them, to be honest. So then she goes, look, it's either you pay or call security. I'm like, okay, just 1 second. So I went out, jumped on my phone. I called everyone.
Are you kidding me? This woman actually is like, I'm
she wanted her $70.
Yeah, but okay. So you're a kid, right?
Yeah.
Now we know, like, and when you walk out, you just, no. What are they? They can't do anything.
They can't do shit. But then I was just too naive and worried, right?
Of course, you're a child.
And at the same time, what pissed me off, or what I consider me scamming me, is she just did things.
Yeah.
Like, when she sat there, she just started putting things in my hair and glad wrapped. And she goes, we'll see in 30 minutes. I'm like, 30 minutes for what? I just wanted my hair trimmed. Where did it come from?
Yeah, I know.
She just assumed that I wanted these products in my hair. And she just assumed I wanted to straighten my curly hair. And blah, blah, blah. I didn't want that shit. You didn't ask me for it.
She's an actual scam artist, though.
Yeah?
She was not doing it unbeknownst to you. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
She's an idiot.
And that's what pissed me off. Now, if she did it to me now...
Throw the bottle at her head.
You pay me.
Yeah, I wouldn't give you 30.
10. 10. Best.
Yeah.
But that's what... And ever since then, well, I walk past, I'm like, hey, you fucking scumbags. Yeah. But, yeah, that's an actual scam thing with the haircuts. It just pissed me off. Scumbag.
I'm going to continue one more haircut story. It's a quick one, right? But it just pissed me off. I didn't tell you about this one. So this is one of the... So the reason I stay with my barber is because for most of the part, he consistently gives me good work, right? I've dipped 4 times. Mm-hmm. All 4 times have been terrible, but this one time... So I hear stories... So, oh, Christ, I thought I hit a bottle. It's my phone. Okay, I have an auntie who... When she's not given what she's promised, or she's not given what she expects of what she pays for, she won't fucking pay you. Mm. Now, I've always respected that. Mm. But for the most part, I haven't been ballsy enough to do so. Mm. I am now. Mm. Alright? But I wish I was before. I went to... Another area I'll beep in. I went to... Right? And you know who I was hanging out with there. And he took me, he's like, I want to get a haircut, man. Like, let's get a haircut. And... he usually gets nice cuts. So I'm like, all right, screw it. Like, usually I know the shit places. You guys usually know the funky, nice, cool places. And it's cool. Let's go. So I go to this shop, and there's a bunch of Arabs inside. And
oh,
there is a bunch of Arabs inside, and I was like, come. I sit down. But that guy's got a bit of an accent. I'm like, okay, accent. I've learned. Be very clear with your instruction. Mm-hmm. Can get lost in translation.
Badly. And
I told him, all right, cut, blah, blah, blah. But I said to him, listen, trim the beard. Trim it. Shorter. Too thick? Shorter. Okay.
Okay, boss. No problem.
Do you know what this guy did to me? You know what he did?
Shaved it.
No. Shave it. That's okay. Not only did he shave my beard off, he gave me that stupid line. Look, from here, thin around my lip, around the base, around here. You know what he did just to fucking top it off? He shaved all this middle bit here, so it was just an outline, and I looked like Sinbad. I looked like I came on my carpet, and I was gonna pay him by rubbing on my lamp. I looked disgusting. I looked like I owned...
you shave that shit
I looked
off?
like I owned a kebab store.
100%.
Right? It was so bad. And what kills me is that I was so much of a bitch that during... So when
you didn't stop him.
When he initially can't, right? When he went, I'm like, I didn't want you to and he shaves it. Now, because I was such a bitch back then, I didn't say anything the whole entire time. No. I said to him initially, but the rest of it, I just had to let him do what he's going to do, right? Now, I know... I think my aunt's going to get a beard shaved or anything, right? But if she was in my position, by that time, if he'd have shaved this part, there's not what I'm saying. You're going to have to fix it, but I'm not paying you now for that haircut. Yeah? She would have said that. Go fuck yourself, I'm not walking out. I paid. You know how much I paid? $35. I'll never forget it. I looked like Sinbad.
And then you have to go home?
One of the thieves, right? I looked so bad. My mum came home. She almost disowned me.
I would have disowned you.
You're
lucky.
My mum did this. I came in the door. She goes, and that's why I'm like, oh God, no.
Lord,
the worst part is
my
friends tried to convince me that it was okay. Now they were just being good friends, but I knew. She's like an idiot, right? It was one of the worst things. So from that point on, I was like, I'm gonna go.
So
to my
did you keep the beard or did you shave it? Whatever was left.
I had to look. The problem was I was too disgusted with how I look with a fully shaved face, so I decided to try and keep it. Now, it was one of the stupidest ideas I had, so I kept it for a few days, and then I shaved the entire face. I was 2 days max, shaved it off, and I said, that's it. And then I made one step even further. I am forever going to do my own beard.
Yeah.
Forever.
Because if I stuff it up, it's my fault.
My fault. And
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I'm not paying myself.
No, I know what I'm doing.
It's the stupidest thing I ever did. So in that way, for me, that's a big scam, right? People blatantly just ignoring your instruction. That is the most frustrating thing.
You either get scammed with money or with the service. I've come to realize. money
Like that-
service.
like that
Usually
lady.
it's the wombo combo.
Yeah.
You get both. You're 2-in-1. You pay. They fuck it up anyways.
Yeah.
But
One of our mates, I don't know if you got the Snapchat today. One of right, he was sending a Snapchat and he was showing me the receipts of the
a
things
car.
worked on his car. You see, and the guy who owned it previously got double charged for the same service. He got double charged.
And people don't. And some people don't even read it. They're like, oh yeah, cool. Beep. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was getting my car repaired, I took it to another shop. They charged me for something they never did.
Yeah.
They charged me $700 to remove the engine and replace it. They never removed it because the dust that was on the fender was consistent with the dust that was on the engine.
Yes.
And I asked the guy, well, I didn't. My father did because I was a bitch back then. My dad's like, he's like, oh, mate. He didn't say mate, but yeah, we'll go with mate. Oh, you didn't take the engine out, so why are you charging me for it? He's like, no, I'm pretty sure we did. And then he had
I'm
to point
pretty
out-
sure we did.
He's like, the dust on the engine is considered. There's not even oil or water spilled. Like if you remove the engine, I'm sure something will spill naturally, right? Yeah. Or at least there'd be hand marks everywhere.
You could tell.
It's just been there.
There's no evidence at all.
And he's like, no, we've removed it and we've reinstalled it. And then my father's like, ask the workers, because you're the boss. You don't do shit. You just sit upstairs and eat, thump me ass. So the boss asked the workers, like, mate, did you remove this engine? I'm pretty sure we did. And he's like, nah, we didn't. My dad looked at him and was like, well, what do you fucking do? Would you believe that? Yeah. Hey, you're about to charge me $700 for a job that never happened.
Yeah.
Now, if it was me, I would have been like, yeah, Pip, thank you. Give me my car back because I wanted it back. Okay, it's been there for 3 months. They've done nothing with it. I wanted it back. But thank God I had my dad there because, one, I saved money. And two, we pointed out that this bloke was just trying to scam us.
Yeah.
Into something that never happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of those things happen to people that don't know. Like, there'll be things out there that people clueless about. Yeah. That people charge you for and you don't realize it. I'm sure it's happened to you and I.
Oh, yeah. Back when I didn't do my research into things, or back when my decisions were led with emotion. Man, emotion will cloud your judgment.
It'll make your bank account.
It'll take you down the rabbit hole. You'll get stuck, just like I did with the first time I did work to my new car. I got scammed. You know what? Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you about my biggest scam till date. Not my biggest scam till date. I definitely have been scammed fair few times. Many times, but my ongoing scam right now...
The honourable scams.
Yeah. The honourable mentions, right? My honourable mention. You can tell me your honourable mention, but I'll tell you my honourable mention tonight is my phone bill. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching till this part, you're in for a treat. I'm going to become a running joke. You ready for this one?
Oh, I know it, because I've told you numerous times.
I got scammed. It's partly due to my own father, who led me through to this scam when we did it. I am currently stuck. I mean, I could pay it out, but it'd be still pointless. I'm currently stuck in at the end of it, a 36-month plan for an iPhone 10, and I'm paying $110 a month.
And I'm guessing you're with a provider that isn't.
The provider I'm with is infamous in Australia
for being rubbish.
For being absolutely disgustingly terrible. Should we say it?
Vodafone.
Vodafone, ladies and gentlemen, is a massive scam. Don't join. My 2 cents is go to Telstra. They're proven to be the ones that will actually provide you coverage. Almost every area I go to is dead with the reception. I mean, for example, in almost all parts of Wattle Grove or Holsworthy or whatnot, I get no reception. In Bankstown, in the heart of Bankstown, Centro and stuff around that area, dead, completely 100% dead, no service, bing, bing, bing. Dead.
Yeah.
My own flipping area right here, but there's no tall buildings or whatever, right?
Dead.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go down to in my life, I'm going to go down in history as having been scammed so badly. Like, I was actually embarrassed because this is one of those times where I'm not going to be able to shake this off. Like, I can reach the end and we can all celebrate, pop a bottle of champagne, but I know for 36 months, someone took $110 of my money every month consistently.
And did nothing about it.
I did nothing about it. And that is the scam that you fall into when it is direct debit. Direct debit will send you
It's unseen.
broke.
You don't see it.
You don't see it.
My honourable mention would be an insurance company.
How did I forget mine insurance? Okay, go ahead, bud. Like, I feel you on this one.
So I have a vehicle that I bought for less than $100.
Oh, yeah. Old Faithful.
Oh, faithful. Okay, I also have another vehicle that I bought for more than $100. Okay, a couple
Old
grand.
Faithful. Yeah.
Now, I have all my cars insured. Lovely. The insurance for the car that's worth less than $100 have asked this year for $800 to insure it. Now, I don't know about you.
Full comp? Shut up. Third party.
Fire and theft.
Okay, so what they're essentially saying is that...
Now, the car in their eyes is worth $2,000. Cool, right?
But it's not.
But if let's just say it gets stolen, okay? I've paid $800 this year to have it insured. I'll pay $880 for excess, okay? So that's about $1,600 there to get $2,000 back. So all in all, I'm getting $400 back. I'm still making profit. But looking at it now, I would much rather, especially because considering I don't drive the car very often, just drive with no insurance. I'll go ahead with my luck and try.
Yeah.
But to ask me for $880.
Yeah. So what they're saying is, because I know the value of your car, I'm not going to give a rough estimate, but roughly, they're saying that for how much you're going to pay, you've basically written off your car over 20 times.
Yes.
Way over 20 times,
Yes.
in fact.
Yes. And I can crash and buy another one for just as cheap, really.
In fact, you've written your car off more than 40 times.
Yes.
Way more than 40 times.
Yes.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. And then my other car, I got the paperwork for it. Okay. Now that's comprehensive. Okay. Granted, it's newer and whatnot, right? The market value for this car, let's just say, is about $12,000.
Right.
Their agreed value for the car is $3.8K this year. And they want me to pay the exact same, $880. Which blows my mind because it's comprehensive. How could you have third party that's the same price as comprehensive, two separate cars, one's a shitbox, the other one's worth a bit more.
Way more.
But then you insure it for $4,000 when the market value. So, and I've told them this on the phone already. I'm like, look, guys, the market. This is how much they're worth in the market at the moment. They're pretty much going up from here on in. You guys have to adjust your prices. And they're like, oh, but granted, the year and the kilometers is traveled.
No.
Shut
It
up.
doesn't work like that,
no,
you
no.
idiot. That's the whole point of market value. It's what the market values the car at,
Market
dickhead.
dictates.
It's not what you value
Exactly.
it
The
at.
market dictates the car's value,
Yeah.
not you.
Not because Bob decided to write it in the back room what its value.
Bob's probably blind and deaf. He's just sitting there because he just gets told what to do.
But that literally happened to me. My $20,000 car, $20,000 car, they decided one day, we're going to value your car at $5,000. I said,
Who came up with that idea?
Hey, listen, look, market dickhead, the car is worth more than 20 now. In fact, in the next year or so, it's probably going to be worth 25, 30. It's only going up. How can you, in good conscience, do it at $5,000?
And then they tell me one thing is like these cars are accident prone or crash prone, meaning people that drive them are more likely into accidents. While I agree that might be the case, so are SUVs, trucks, buses, and every other car in the world. What difference is it? It's a car.
Yeah. At least in my car, we don't have a billion systems in them that you're distracted by, and then you pummel into the poor...
Exactly
some
right.
poor bloke at the
I want to
right
tell her, I'm
lights.
like, so my car's accident prone. I'm like, what about the SUVs? Actually, better yet, what about any other car in the world? Toyota Corollas are accident prone because everyone has one.
What about the green P-platers in Toyota Corollas when they don't care about their car? How are they accident
How about
prone?
any car in the world?
Any car with P-plates.
anything. Four-wheel drives, anything's accident prone. Motorbike's accident prone. That's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard.
That is a stupid
Look at my
excuse.
record. If I, as a driver,
If I'm
accident prone, then okay, we can't argue.
If I prove myself to behave and I don't have any claims on insurance.
Nothing. How can you tell me these cars are accident? What, the car's automatically going to tell me to turn right or accelerate and crash? No, I chose to do it. The car doesn't do it. Yet they charged me for it. The fucking scumbags.
I'm laughing because what you're saying is so funny. And the fact of the matter is that whilst I got scammed like that, I still paid.
I paid as well. I'm like, well, I have no choice now, do I, right? Beep!
I paid.
Here's my money. Let me know how much I owe you next year.
And you know, that's like a tip, right? If you can put yourself in a position in life where someone needs you, but you don't need them, you're just winning.
That's right.
You're winning.
Because in the end, if I do crash that one time, I'm going to be like, wow, thank God I paid. And watch the repair fee be cheaper than the excess and everything else.
Yes, it will. Just like it was when my mum's car when they had an accident. Look, I'm done getting scammed,
yeah.
but it will never stop. Yeah.
That's the world we live in. That's the luck that I've attracted, unfortunately. And good luck to the rest of my family and kids in the future.
Yeah, all of our fans and good friends out there. Watch yourselves. Thank you for watching, especially. Please like and subscribe. We're getting there. We're getting there, family. But keep us going there. Till the next episode.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.